Son shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode is about Christian Cole. And I have to start off by going, I'm sorry about last week. Things happened. But we're here this week. You know what I'm saying? I like looking back, it's been a crazy, weird summer. Summer's over now. We back into the mix. We about to, you know what I'm saying? We talking seasons. Look. We back in the mix. It's season 6. How you feel about them eggs, grits? No salt, but sugar. Sorry if you coulda said that was wrong, but that's how I get it on. Word is born. I don't care what they be like. You don't put sugar in grits. You put sugar in oatmeal. It's a porridge. I don't know if people understand that. Grits is a porridge. That's what you do. You put a little something in the joint to make it sweet because it's a breakfast food. It's a porridge. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it twisted. I get it. You might put a little salt in your joint to give it that. You know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, grits is a form of a porridge. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. When y'all talk that talk, that's my response. Would you put some salt in your oatmeal? Would you put some salt in your cream of wheat? Would you put your salt? Yeah. It's a porridge, son. Don't play with me. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. I hate it. Grit. That's always a debate too. Salt or sugar for your grits. Sugar. It's a porridge. You got it in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's a porridge. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Just because y'all put some chicken with your pancakes, don't make it like it's still not a breakfast food. It's still, at the end of the day, a breakfast food. Matter of fact, breakfast chicken tastes different than regular chicken. They put a different bread in it. And how does that bread taste? Sweet. It's a sweetness to your breakfast chicken. Because breakfast is supposed to be Swedish. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a little sweet. When you get toast in the morning, they go, you want some jam, jelly, honey. What you want? Sweet on top of your toast. Ain't nobody going, son, throw some pepper on that joint. Get some, you know what I mean? What are we talking about? There's people who will put jelly in their eggs. Sweetness. Breakfast has been associated with sweetness. You know what I'm saying? It's the one time you can get sugar and won't nobody be mad. You know what I'm saying? That's what you see when you see all these cereal boxes. God knows nowadays, because everything is frosted. Frosted Cheerios, frosted brand, like the honey, like the raisin brand, just without the raisins there, is frosted. Frosted Lucky Charms, frosted Rice Krispies. Well, at that point, not Rice Krispies, frosted Fruity Pebbles. At that point, it's just colorful Rice Krispies. You know what I'm saying? Everything has frosted Fruit Loops. Yeah, this whole thing about being healthy, like Cheerios, has a chocolate and a frosted version. Cheerios used to be the most healthiest thing you could get. Cheerios and Life. There's Frosted Life out there, I think. You know what I'm saying? Frosted Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You already got the cinnamon on and you gonna put some sugar on this joint. You know what this is? And I know I'm completely off base right now, but not really. This comes from everybody being anti-Michelle Obama. Remember, all this stuff really started cracking after Obama became president, and her thing was, we need to stop obesity in the children. And Republicans were so anti-her that they was like, my kid can be big if he want to. Ain't nothing wrong with getting the sugars. I got the sugars. Man, your kid's Southern. And man, keep eating them Frosted Flakes. Here's a whole bag of sugar. Put your face in the sugar, boy. She ain't your mama. She don't run nothing around here. That's how we got here. Think about that. Just think about that for a hot second. After Trump becomes president, you look up, everything had frostedness in it. Frosted Flakes had marshmallows in it at some point. There was a chocolate Frosted Flakes. Like, all of a sudden, there was just this enormous push to put sugar everywhere. After Obama's 2 terms. You know what I'm saying? Schools put more vending machines in. After. You know what I'm saying? I talked about what I grew up with as in elementary school as lunch. It was real food. It smelled like your house when you went into the cafeteria. Like, you could smell the barbecue cooking. You know what I'm saying? You could the pork chops. We had pork chops, son. We had pork chops, yo. Mashed potatoes with gravy, rice with gravy. We had greens. We had cabbage. We had collard greens. We had string beans. We had peas, son. We had food, B. We had mac and cheese straight from the oven. We had food, man. The only thing that looked generic when I was a child, I'm talking kindergarten to about 6th grade, was them weird rectangular pizzas that just did not look good. It was like, what is this? Not like those were the matter of fact, those joints kept me from eating pizza up until I got to middle school. Matter of fact, by the time I got to middle school, the food dynamic changed. We never had quote unquote cheeseburgers or burgers. Never had that. When I was from kindergarten to 5th grade, get to middle school, then you got the soy burger joints. It was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? The pizzas looked a little better. You know what I'm saying? Pizzas looked a little better. The fries didn't take, like all of a sudden we had fries. I never had fries from kindergarten to 5th grade. And like I said, the potatoes we had, it looked real. And let me take that back. We did have fries. But you could tell they was cut homemade because none of them joints was like shaped right. Somebody was really back here because some of them even had still had the peeling on them. It was like, yo, we had roasted potatoes with the peeling on it. We had food, son. I don't know what happened between 6th grade and on. But that was the thing. That became a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And definitely by high school was like, yo, you go to the senior side, the senior cafeteria, they ain't even having the real menu. So I was eating pizza, burgers, and fries every day at school. I go get a pizza and then circle back around and get another one. Like, boom, I'm about to get me another one of these real pizzas. They ask you which one you want, the cheese, you want the pepperoni, you want the sausage and cheese, sausage and pepperoni. I'm gonna take me one of them. Then you slide back around and go, let me see how the other joint tastes. I'm gonna take one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, and the pizza was good. We had, you know what I'm saying, it was floppy, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, the triangle joint, old school floppy joint. Yeah, that was real. I don't know what happened. Michelle Obama, her initiative is food deserts and child obesity. Didn't fix neither one of them. Both of them still in the air. Both of them joints still circulate the streets. Didn't fix neither one of them joints. It's there. You can't miss it. You're like, oh, this is still here. Food deserts still exist. Matter of fact, a lot of places lost grocery stores again once Trump got in office the first time. You know what I mean? They pushed more sugars to us, to the children, to the babies. You know what I'm saying? Everything got sugar in it. You go up in the cereal aisle, it ain't nothing but it screams diabetes. It screams it. Like, yo, son, come over here and get some of this. They don't even need toys no more. Remember when we was kids, you needed toys? Maybe because I don't have anybody that's super young in the house. But yeah, you couldn't move back in the day without something being in the box and some cool commercial to make you want to. Then was just like, look, we're just putting all kind of combinations together, son. We got Little Debbie's cereal. You want your cereal to taste like like oatmeal pies? Like what? What are we doing? They had what was the joint they had? Sour Patch cereal a few years ago. That's what I'm talking about. Like, don't act like I'm just saying something. It's crazy. We was really out here, like our people was really out here just lost. Anyway, that's the history joint. We gonna talk about Christian Cole. You know what I mean? Word. Football was crazy last night. We actually purposely waited to record today to see the football game. The Eagles looked monstrous. Don't get it twisted. The first quarter, it looked like it was going to be one of them back and forth joints. It was going to definitely be a dogfight because the Cowboys let their mans just run all through the defense. And I'm just like, oh my Lord. But they also didn't have defense, so it is what it is. And then the guy who was somebody Carter. I like my team. My team is the Eagles. I could care less about who these players are because players come and go. You know what I mean? But my man sets the game off, and then he gets up in Dak's face and he spits at him. You got to go, son. You ejected. I hope this brother is fine. I hope there's some type of in-house suspension, not from the games, but I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to suspend him too. But that's just, dog. What is you doing? What was you risking it all for? You know what I mean? Like, this is first game of the year. You're at home. Y'all get the Super Bowl champion celebration joint, the jump off. And you're going against a rival team. This is premium prime time television. And you are not part of it now. Why are we out here doing this, bro? This should not have happened. You know what I mean? But anyway. Life, I guess. Some people don't care. I don't know how that works, but I'm just like, yo, how did we get here? Anyway, then the game had to stop because of the lightning. I fell asleep. They stopped the game, and next thing you know, I woke up. Peacock was showing me the paper. I think I was on episode 3. That's how long I was knocked out. I was like, and I watched episode 3. I was like, this ain't that bad. I don't know what happened the first 2 episodes, but this don't seem that bad. Am I going to go out my way and watch it again? Probably not. But I will say this much. It looked alright. I was like, this seems kind of cool. It's kind of alright. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, football season is here now. What y'all gonna do? I'm an Eagles fan. Look, I don't want to even give attention to it, but you best believe. I think the Chiefs play tonight, right? Or it's exclusive on YouTube. Even YouTube is trying to get into this whole. Everybody's trying to get live sports because at the end of the day, what I'm realizing is there's more money in live sports. That's where the money at. The money is live sports because there's no doubling back. You know what I'm saying? Like that show that comes on HBO Max. That show that comes on Netflix, that show that comes on Paramount, I can go back at any time and watch The Lioness that I've never seen before and go, somebody hit me in the head like, yo, son, you need to check that joint out. I can go back and watch that. You know what I'm saying? Those live events, a lot of times up to a certain period on Paramount, you can go back. Like, I still went back and watched the hip-hop joint that they did on CBS about 2 weeks later. It was there. The fight, you can still pull up the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight on Netflix. You know what you can't do? The very moment it's over, watch those live NFL and NBA games and MLB games. You can't. Once that joint was over on TNT, it was over on there was no doubling back. Oh man, it's wrap, son. It's gone. That's it. Ain't nothing else you can do for that. That Prime joint, that Peacock joint, when it was the Paramount Plus joint, once that NFL game is over, there's no, let me double back and watch it on the joint. Nah, it came and went. Money is in the live joint because now it's like, I got to pay to see that because there's no doubling back on that. You know what I mean? There's no, I got it in my joint, I'm gonna rock it later. Nah, Netflix ain't letting you do that. They let you do that for the WWE. Like, yeah, you can watch these old episodes real quick. But that live, like the NFL, and I think that's probably why the deal didn't work out with, like, the NFL thing. You can see Beyonce's performance, but you can't see the game. That's a perfect example. Like you can go back and watch Beyonce's performance at the halftime, but you can't see the game. You know what I'm saying? Money is in the game. The money is we are going to get you guys to subscribe, even if it ain't nothing for these few months, to the YouTube, to the Netflix, to Prime, to all of this for the season. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's what I think ESPN is hoping people will do. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and not even for the NFL and all that stuff, but more so for the WWE, because the way they said it is, yes, some stuff will just be on ESPN, and then there's the bigger stuff like the WrestleManias and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it on our streaming app. And people are like, $30 just to see that. If back in the day it was like $40 and $50 to see a pay-per-view, that shows you the generational shift. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, to watch something like that was about $30, $40, $50 for that one night, for those couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm not lying. If you're old enough to remember, that used to be the thing. Now you're being told you could pay $30 plus for the rest of the month you can watch whatever we have on ESPN, which, by the way, ESPN sucks. So they're really banking on WWE fans, because if you already can get it on cable, your streaming service is useless. You know what I'm saying? Like HBO Max is HBO Max. Their Max original, HBO Max originals aren't coming on HBO. They're not going to be seen on TNT. Matter of fact, Disney Plus, from what I hear, and I haven't checked it out, I had a homie go, yo, Daredevil Born Again is on FX. I'm like, what? What do you mean FX? Nah, that's a Disney joint. Nah, it's on FX. Then I thought about it, like it probably is on FX, because what's the free use, free whatever the joint they had or have, I don't even know if they still have it. They were out here showing the Hawkeye joint on that joint. So I'm like, and I remember my first thought was, you basically ruined the concept of exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't really need that. If you're going to then put it on free, what was that joint called? Free whatever, right? It's on the free whatever. All of a sudden you got the whole series on there, and you're like, yo, I just watched something that was a quote unquote Disney Plus exclusive on cable television. Not like with the Spectrum hookup, because Spectrum has a thing where for a while it was like, yo, you can get Disney Plus for free just messing with us. You know what I'm saying? Nah, this won't that. This was on a cable channel. So yeah, I get it. They probably did. It was like, yo, we can get away with it because it's FX and we can do it that way. And Hulu is shutting down next year? Next year shutting down. So now you have to go to Disney Plus, which I swear I thought that was inevitable, because when they started going, like when you would go to Disney Plus, because they tried it with Hulu first. You go to Hulu and they had little Disney Plus type stuff, and you're like, ain't nobody messing with this. Then you go to Hulu and they're like, yo. Then you go to when you go to Disney Plus, they had the Hulu stuff, and you were like, that seems a little weird. And I still don't know how they're gonna do this. Like, they shut it down and you go to Disney Plus, and then there's just a whole Hulu window. Like, and then there's Hulu World. I don't know, because it looks like they're trying to integrate it, but it's weird because, you know what I'm saying? And I saw somebody's thing where they were saying it's smart because Hulu and Disney are so drastically different, and when you merge them together, you literally become Netflix. You literally become real competition for Netflix and HBO Max. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's the real competition, Netflix and HBO Max, because those two definitely have a variety of stuff. Paramount Plus doesn't go that hard. Amazon Prime doesn't really go that childish. You know what I'm saying? So that's two people out the way. That's really part of the top dogs. Apple TV is just one of those things. Apple in general is a bougie joint. So if you got Apple TV Plus, Apple Plus or whatever, yeah, you on your bougie game. It's like, yeah, son, because I got Apple and then I ain't got to pay. Yeah, you're bougieing right now. Don't nobody care about the bouginess. But when you're talking the real big dogs, yeah, and Hulu was one of them joints that that was, as a standalone streaming service, was official. Like, Hulu was official by itself. Then you're gonna take that and put it over here to kid-friendly Disney. That means I can watch my grimy anime and still watch that weird big head Spider-Man joint with the friends or whatever. Like, ooh, yeah, whatever, right? It's a weird. Now you combined all of that. Now it's on par with something like a Netflix. It's crazy. I can hear all the huffing and puffing and the cussing from an NYPD Blue and the Shield, and then be like, hey, look, it's a bunch of like big head kids. I think Bluey or something, like some ooh. Kid stuff, Mickey and Minnie, wow. Marvel movies that'll never be as grimy as a what am I thinking? I can't think of anything. As a Legion. Like, there's not a Marvel movie that will ever be like Legion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. Once you merge these two together, that is going to be a whole different piece of competition. That's for real. But anyway, what we talking about, man? We just here. I'm vibing. We just didn't. Last week was just wild. So like I said, we didn't come through and do anything with y'all. My bad, y'all. We here now. Thank y'all for rocking. This will be Christian Cole. I ain't got too much to say. I really want to say a lot more, but it is what it is. I don't know what we about to do, man. We got to really sit down and start going through some editing processes and pushing a lot of stuff. Because this year, August was this past month was supposed to be the get down, and everything was supposed to unfold, and it didn't work out that way. And that's really where a lot of all of this is coming from. Everything didn't work out the way I thought it was going to be. So now I'm literally looking towards next year, or at least by Christmas, from Christmas to next year. But yeah, man, thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for rocking with everything we do. Whether it's this, we have another podcast. Yeah, I said that, with Black Caesar, where we read the messages and emails and all that type of stuff. We got that joint and just have fun over there too. There's the mix shows. There's music. We're doing a lot of stuff, man. And that's the thing, like I said, I gotta get ready. I'm working, and the more I'm adding, the more I'm like, man, I need to really figure out how to do this website thing. And I'm like, in my head, do I want to let AI do it? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't know what, like, everybody's always like, let AI do this. There's a guy out here who has multiple books written by AI. He's the author. Like, that's the thing. I don't understand. How do you take pride in that? Because I see, like, when I'm on YouTube or I'm somewhere on social media, you get these guys going with the beats. Here's the sample. Then you hit this button and AI will remix it. I tell them how you want it, and boom, hit the button. And then you can keep remixing until you find something unique to you. That's not then you didn't make the beat. AI made the beat. How do you, because I picked the sample and then went, no, that's not the one. No, I don't think that's hot. No, I don't like that one either. There we go. That's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna ride with this one. Is that what how do you even, as a artist, as a quote unquote creator, even feel like you had anything to do with that? So now we're going back to this author, or this guy who was like, I just came up with some topics and let AI write me a book. And he was selling these books, made money with these books. Mind blown. These were also self-help books. He was like, I just, let AI do it. You let AI basically pull from other self-help books and create your joint. And these hapless, low-life, I'm sorry to say it, depressed weirdos bought this. Then there's a whole other group of people going, that's a good hustle. I think I'm going to do it too. And now they're doing it. And hopefully that's as far, because you can't, how do I go, this is a story of a such and such and such. Now make me a book. And they make the book, you read it, you go, this really kind of doesn't fit what I was thinking. What are you going to do? How does that work? That's I don't understand this whole thing about letting AI write your story. How is AI writing your story if your story like some people might not even have the whole story fleshed out in their head, so that might be cool. Yeah, okay, cool. I guess that'll work. But if you have an idea, a vision of what you think you're trying to do, why would you let something artificial put that together? Now, check your grammar, check your sentences out, make sure everything is straight, the spelling is good. Even suggest that maybe you take this paragraph, this part of the story, and put it over here. Maybe that belongs in the front, maybe that belongs in the back. Maybe you should put that here. And maybe, who knows, just maybe that's the way you're thinking. Maybe there should be a point where midway through chapter 5, it cuts to the story takes a whole dramatic shift, and they was following a whole other character for the rest of the chapter. Hey, I don't know that. They're like, I don't know what this is. Maybe this should be its own chapter. Like, no. That's the whole point. We're now shifted over. It was just a smooth, weird shift, and then you're like, oh, snap. Look at what I'm doing with this character. It's character development. It's gangster, son. That's what we do. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just my thought. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. We're right back to where we started. Thank y'all for listening. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. Yeah, all over the globe, all over the world. I don't know where I got all over the world. I don't know where that's from. But y'all know how we do, man. This is how we get down. Thank y'all for listening. Let's go. Yes. Hey, let me tell y'all something. That Nas joint was, oh my God. I don't even remember how I came across that. One on a mixtape with nothing. It was a white label. Right around the time I was sliding away from buying vinyl, I came across that white label. Ooh, wee. And I'm like, yo, I played that joint and just was like, oh, word? And it's wild because my white vinyl, my white label ride outs for Nas are always iffy. I remember Nobody's original. I got a version that it won't the Barry White version. So I'm like, this is dope, but that Barry White. And so now I gotta hunt the Barry White. It took me like 4 years to get the Barry White, the official vinyl joint. I ain't talking about like one downloading or nothing like that. I'm talking about the official vinyl. What's another joint that was a boot that was a like white label joint? The freestyle joint. You know what I'm saying? With Where Money Mike at with shades and a nightcap. Unexpectedly, they shot out his car. He died like that. The foulness. That joint, white label. Had the white label version. Hey, yo, no clues and all that. Yelling all up in that joint. Ha 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 ha. Nah, son. Whole joint. One way through. Gangsterness. What's another white label joint? The do-rags. Woo, do-rag. Oh my God. And this is right before the Lost Tapes came out too. Do-rags. Let me tell y'all something, man. Do-rags. Go to the record store. You're like, we got a Nas joint unreleased. Check that joint out, do-rag. I'm thinking he about to be on some real gangster, whatever. Man, I sat back. Stacey Ladder saw tapes. The 80s had us all apes. What? I was like, oh my God, this dude. That's what and look, when people be talking that talk like Nas ain't got bought. Nas ain't, look, I don't want to sound weird when I say it, because what I'm realizing is, as we get older, it's always been that way. There was dudes who like what they like, and then it was that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's a group of people today that will still hold it down with know they basically did that around 84. That was something they perfected in 84. Listen to that joint. And then it's just the great adventures of Slick Rick. The stories were so vivid. Not just children's story, like all of that joint. Davy Crockett, Pocahontas joint, all that joint was so crazy. Treated like a prostitute. It's a moment I fear. Ooh, the moment of yo, my man, that whole story is, come on, man. That's a day in the life right there. That's a, you know what I mean? But and he's like, I guess I get it, because he was a battle dude. I've heard Big Daddy Kane say it. Big Daddy Kane likes witty wordplay. You know what I'm saying? So if you constructing a joint, like he's like Kendrick's alright, J. Cole my guy, and he'll pull out the dope witty lines. Everybody got their thing, man. Everybody got their the great day in hip hop when it was all the rappers or whatever taking pictures together. Word has it, KRS-One walked right past Black Thought, but Rakim was like, oh dog, you that dude, you nice. He was still mad that Chris didn't shout him out. Chris didn't show him no love. You know what I'm saying? Chris has a whole different vibe. Chris likes what Chris likes. Rakim likes what Rakim likes. I like, you know what I'm saying? This is what the music do. But anyway, man, I sound like I just slid into a whole weird thing, man. This is what we do. This is how we get down, though. Y'all hear that, though? That Nas joint. Ooh, then he say, Arthur Ashe with the rag, like a tennis bat, we'll bring it back and it rewinds. Sad while Fred with the monsters, yeah. Woo! Hey, then he then he just starts his dude. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, this is what we do. This is how we get down. Y'all hear the music. Y'all know where we at. We're gonna try to keep this one quick and brief, because I know time is popping off, but I'm up in the streets as we. I ain't even catch that the last couple of times, so you know I was out here bugging. So let's do it like this. Take it from the top. We gonna take it from the top like this moment in Black history. I don't know if y'all understood. I said Black history. Gotta put that K on that joint. You know what I mean? And we gonna, since we set it off with Slick Rick, and I was talking highly of Slick Rick, we gonna go over the waters. And we gonna talk about Christian Cole. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Christian Frederick Cole, born 1852, died in 1885. Dang, dog, that is crazy. He was a Sierra Leone Creole lawyer and the first Black African barrister to practice in the English courts. Originally, he was from Sierra Leone, you know what I'm saying? And he graduated from the University of Oxford, you know what I'm saying, where he studied non-collegiate. He was basically a non-collegiate student, you know what I'm saying? He was the grandson of a slave and adopted by, you know what I'm saying? He was adopted, you know what I'm saying? And he basically did what he did. They took him to Oxford, they gave him a great education, you know what I'm saying? And he was out here doing his thing. When he was short on money, how he got his little paper up was he was teaching, you know what I'm saying? And basically helping people qualify to get their exams. You know what I mean? He also taught music lessons. You know what I'm saying? A racist cartoon of the time depicted him playing a banjo. However, he actually taught himself and to play the piano. Cole's popularity at the college basically grew, and it basically became one of them joints was like, yo, we need to know who son is. You know what I mean? And everything like that. And basically when his uncle died, his financial joints became even crazier. And you know what I mean? Then it was like, yo, how do you get out of this situation? You know what I mean? So they helped him raise money to stay up in school and do his thing. Even though he had them financial problems, he was still doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? In 1876 with a 4th class honors degree, and in November the year that he was accepted as a member of the University College, a position that he held until 1880. His presence drew a lot of attention, including press cartoons depicting him with racial stereotypes. His feelings about it was, you know what what I'm saying? It was what it was. He understood it. You know what I'm saying? He was out here writing. He still took visible roles on the college campus. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? When he left Oxford, he returned to Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? To find employment. And then that's where he comes into the whole joint of being a lawyer. He died of smallpox in 1885. You know what I'm saying? He has many written works. Because when he was out here doing his thing, he had his stuff published. You know what I'm saying? He talked about a lot of joints. He had basically just his insight on what he was feeling and what was going on. You know what I mean? So this is what we're talking about right here. This is what we need to, you know what I mean? We need to know these dudes right here. Christian Frederick Cole. This is how we get down. Black History and Black History Moment. I was about to say Black History Month. You know what I mean? That's what we do when we get down, how we get down. You know what I mean? Word. But anyway, yo, I don't even know where we're going at. Where we going? We're going home. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take it to VA, not just VA, Bad News VA. And there's a group by the name of ex-military, which are a bunch of dudes who were in the military. One of the dudes, the producer dude, probably even a rapper, his name was Mike. He actually had a studio, went to two different studios. He had a studio someplace, and then we went to another studio when he went from downtown when he was off of Jefferson Avenue. That joint, recorded a few joints under his joint. Salute to the ex-military. And it was wild because these dudes was out here doing something dope. It was doing something really dope. Speaking of VA talent, and I know y'all probably like, I don't know none of these people. It is what it is for me. It's dope to see. They had Slim Tim, dude named Tim, was a dance troupe, and they ended up they had like, how you say it, national exposure. They was on Star Search, they did joints, they was out here doing their thing. He took his money and put it into a studio. Slim Tim, our group's son, Soldiers of Newport News, we recorded our very first joint with them. Cold Red, it's all Foot Your Head Kid. Wu-Tang was the hot thing. We just knew we was on that. Cold Red, it's all Foot Your Head Kid. Cold Red, it's all Foot Your Head Kid. Cold Red, it's all Foot Your Head Kid. He was out here really grimy on that record. Go in, we had no idea about a beat. We had no beat. He made a beat for us. Took the joint home. A rapper, Barlow comes out with a joint. Barlow uses the beat for his first single. We heated. Like, we young, don't understand. We watched my man make that joint in front of us, and he was like, ooh, this is a hot beat. I ain't getting it. Kids is alright. Boom, my man right here. He got that. And we was just heated, man. We was heated. My man Wise Choice did business with him here and there. Depending on who you talk to, it was shady business with dudes. A lot of people liked him. There's another group of people that was like, nah, son, he funky with it. And to be honest, again, thinking back as a grown man when I was a kid, a lot of that is probably like, yo, he probably came up with something funky for just this regular dude who just wanted some studio time, gave him something and was like, boom. And then was like, yo, I'm keeping this cut for something bigger. And when them bigger joints came across, boom, boom, boom. Or he probably was like, yo, would you like to write a verse and pay somebody a little something on the side? Like, boom, here, thank you for the verse. And then so-and-so blows up the joints all over the radio, and your man's like, yo, I think I need to be compensated for it. Nah, sir, I paid you for that verse. Maybe it's shady in that manner. I don't know, but that don't get the, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is what we do, man. This is how we get down. Thank y'all for rocking. Let's get back into this music again. We're going to take it back to the VA 96. Let's do what we do like this. Yes. Hey. My name is who? My name is what? My name is Black Caesar. My name is Black Caesar. Hi kids, y'all like the mix in the way he gets it in and have you like, oh my god, am I tripping? Old stuff, new stuff you never heard before. It's all coming in joints like that. Oh my goodness, I put it in the pudding in. I feel like Bill Cosby when I say that, so I won't. I do it how I gotta do it. Did it for the fun of it, that's why I do it, and I'm on. Yeah, I'm playing. I had it for a hot second, and I lost it because I lost my ear. I lost the headphones, and I was just, I got spaced out for a minute. Anyway, it's time to go. So we're gonna get up out of here like this. See? Saturday, first Saturday, so y'all know what we doing. Oh, hip hop. You know we ain't coming, man. You know how we do, man. That's the time to just let loose and just be like, ooh, get that grimy bars up. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of that, ooh, let's dance music. Nah, son. Grimy hoodie weather. You know what I mean? Timbo weather. You know what I mean? Just walking around with the joint. You know what I mean? Mad facing on these dudes. You know what I mean? Word. You know, mean mugging on them. Like, oh, see, look, that's how y'all know I'm just out here. I was feeling it for a minute. I was about to take it back. You know what I mean? It's weird when I think about when I watch New York Undercover or something or anything from back in the day, and I'm like, yo, we was really out here looking like everybody was potentially the enemy. You know what I mean? Like it was really weird. You know, like a salute. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't know somebody, it could have got dark real quick. And I know I've been on both sides. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like when people talk like, dude. But anyway, I ain't got time to talk about that. I gotta get ready to get up out of here. It's Wednesday night, so you know how we do. I'ma holler at y'all Saturday, all hip hop. One time for the mind. Hold on. One time for the mind. 2 times for the body. 3 times for the spirit. So you got to hear me. They say you only live once. That's a lot, though. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.